Good morning. This presentation is looking at different types of HR strategy. It's possible I'm not going to get it all into one presentation, so I may break it down and look at the different types of HR strategy in separate little videos. So today we're going to look at the different types of HR strategy, put them into different theories, looking at best practice, best fit, and the resource-based view of the firm. These are the three that most commonly come up in the exam, and when you read your textbook it will talk about some others, but it does say these are the three that are most commonly considered. Not best fit. The resource-based view of the firm is the one that's seen as being most commonly used today, although there's still some debate around about best practice and best fit. We'll look at them all in turn. So why have an HR strategy? Well, it has to link with the business strategy. It has to look at how HR works with the business and helps the business to achieve its own strategy, achieve its goals and what it's setting out to do. So it's really important that we think about how that's integrated into the business strategy, which is the vertical integration, and horizontally how all the different HR strategies support each other and are connected together, all working towards achieving the same ultimate goal of the business. So looking a little bit at vertical integration, first of all, as I said, it links to the business, but this will also help you to understand how the different things all fit together. The HR strategy not only needs to look at the business strategy, it should also be looking at the external environment, and that's where your steeple factors come in. There are some other analyses and analytical tools that we can look at, such as Porter's 5 forces, but we've not actually looked at those yet, but they will fit in here. The important thing to bear in mind when you're thinking about strategy is that it needs to link with what's happening inside the business, but it also needs to be responsive to what's happening outside of the business. So that's where the internal and external fit come in. Horizontal integration is where we're looking at how the different HR strategies all support each other. So by this I mean you will have an overarching HR strategy, but you will also have a recruitment strategy, a training and development or learning and development strategy, reward strategy, and the idea is that these are all supplementing each other and working together. And then, as it said here as well, that they need to be underpinned by policies and procedures which are in place, which support and work with what the strategy is trying to achieve. So, as I said, the different strategies we're going to look at are universalistic. I'm using these different terminology because sometimes I have seen them come up with these kind of headings in the exam, so you have to understand what each of them is. Universalistic is our best practice model, so that means that you can take, for want of a better word, a recipe of this is what's going to work in an organisation. You can then take that and apply it across the board in any other organisation in exactly the same way, and it will always work. Contingent strategic perspectives. A contingent strategy would be one where you recognise that there are factors which are different or unique to each organisation, and therefore the strategy which is developed responds to that and is going to be more tailored to the needs of the individual organisation. Contingent strategies are best fit strategies. Then lastly we have the resource-based view of the firm, which says that people are a resource. We've always heard the expression about the people being the most valued resource of the organisation. That's where this is coming from. It's coming from the idea that people are the surest way of getting competitive advantage for the organisation, and therefore if we have that in place, we look after our people properly, encourage them, develop them, nurture them, we'll get the best out of them, and therefore they will then add competitive advantage to the organisation. So that's the three strategic perspectives that we're going to be looking at.